Good evening, Strake Jesuit, and welcome back to another night of some fantastic football as the Strake Jesuit Fighting Crusaders are about set to take on the A-Leaf Hastings Bears in another district matchup tonight. The Crusaders coming in to this fifth district game with a split record of 2-2. We are here with you 2 weeks ago as they dropped a game in a highly contested shootout against Dawson. But now we're back and looking to take on the Crusaders. Landon, what do you think about tonight? What stands out to you the most?
We are on a two-game losing streak right now. Pretty big deal. So the scenarios are we either have to win out and we're in the playoffs, or we win the next two games, and we're also in the playoffs, or we can win the next two games and our next week opponent loses the first game, and then we beat them, so we make it in. So tonight, I really think we got to put up a lot of points on A-Leaf Hastings. Get Bryce Lanier in the picture, obviously early and often, some long passes. Get Chico Holt back in the picture. He was not there very often against Dawson. And just keep up the passing game and get some good runs in from Devin Baylor and Giacomo Valente. And get the defense. Last week, the defense was great, only 24 points, but week before that, 52 points is obviously not ideal. So we really want the defense to be more on that 24-point level than the 52-point level.
Yeah, for sure. I think the offense is really going to have to set the line here, and the defense is going to have to follow suit. They've kind of had a year of ups and downs, struggling to stop opponents. But when Strike Jesuit has been able to win games, it's when they've been able to do so on both sides of the ball. So I completely agree with you. The offense is going to have to get it started, along with the defense as well. You mentioned kind of the playoff picture. As the Crusaders enter the tunnel now, we are just about 5 minutes away from kickoff, but you mentioned the playoff picture, like you said. So just to kind of give everyone a little bit of an update. So tonight we take on Hastings, and then to finish off the year, we're back here next Friday at home at Clay Stadium for senior night, and probably the biggest game of the year, which will determine really how we match up looking towards the playoffs against Pearland. And like Landon mentioned, if we need to win tonight, and then we need to beat Pearland next week to have a chance to make the playoffs, and then our final district game is going to be against Shadow Creek on the road as the Crusaders take the field now, led by number 64. That is Kyle Jarvis, the junior offensive lineman. So that really tonight and next week are going to be really crucial games, as right now Pearland is getting set to face A-Leaf Taylor, who we lost to last Thursday in a close one, 24-17. But really, ultimately, you got to stay in the present and you got to focus on tonight. And you mentioned a few of the key players tonight, and I think, like you said, it's really going to start in the hands of Bryce Fusick, the quarterback, who's led this team through 7 games, through some ups and downs. But when he is firing on all cylinders, he proves to be a really talented guy, very versatile, and he dishes the ball out very well. So I think it's going to be really important for him to get going. And who are some of the guys he's going to be looking to throw to tonight?
All right, so as I mentioned earlier, Bryce Lanier is at 895 receiving yards, meaning he's 15 away from the all-time Strake Jesuit single-season receiving yards record, which is crazy because we still have 2 games left to play at least. And he's 895. All-time record is by Christian McStravick in 2015 with 910. And Bryce Fusick himself is almost at 2,000 yards passing over 7 games, so he's at 1987 right now. So obviously both of those guys are going to be looking to get there this game. He's also got both of his running backs, Giacomo Valente and Devin Baylor. We've seen screens. They were very heavy on the screens 2 weeks ago. And Chico Holt, Rhett Thibodeau, Andrew Parks, and Cooper Fulbright are his other receivers who he's going to look to get in the rotation.
Yeah, for sure. I think you nailed it there. And just to point out a little bit, in that loss to Taylor, one positive thing was the run game. And we'll take a second for the prayer and the national anthem.
Make us wide-eyed for beauty and for our neighbor's needs, wide-hearted for love, dull whatever leads us to complain or fear. feel envy at what another has. Keep us honest and eager to heal and reconcile and make peace. Breathe into us the restlessness and courage to make something new, so that we may know what it is to rejoice. And we ask this through Christ our Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. St. Ignatius Loyola. Please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem performed by the Jesuit band under the field direction of drum majors Sophie Shera, Michael Wong, and Jackson Cordes, and under the direction of band director Sean Burke and assistant band director Taylor Sharp, our national anthem.
And we are back after the national anthem and the invocation. So, like we were talking about before, I wanted to mention one really outstanding thing that you can take away from the Taylor loss is the Crusaders really got the run game going. You know, they've kind of been off and on how much they run the ball, but Giacomo Valente and Devin Baylor really ran it well on the ground. Giacomo had over 100 yards rushing on 15 carries, and Devin Baylor had 86 yards on 14 carries and a touchdown. So that is by far their best rushing performance as a team so far this season, and I'm really excited to see if they can keep that going, because what it allows is it's going to open up the pass game for Fusick, and not put so much pressure on him to force it into tight windows, which has been an issue in the last two games. He threw 2 interceptions against Taylor and 3 interceptions against Dawson 2 weeks ago when we were on the call. So I think limiting the turnovers, like we continue to say, is going to be a really important thing tonight.
Yeah, and those running backs obviously allow you don't have to pass it on third down if you're on short yardage, which is something we do want to avoid, because that's where one of those picks came against Dawson. Just mentioning this really quickly, Giacomo Valente is pretty close to 500 yards rushing this year. He's at 458 right now. So if he has a good game, this game, we could very easily see him break 500, and we could get close to 600 or 700 on the season, which would be really sweet. As well as just mentioning some other sports while we're waiting a little bit. Water polo is going to play in the regional playoffs this Saturday at Lamar. They're playing a team who's undefeated right now. If we win this game, we're going to move on to the regional finals, which is really exciting. Basketball starts in a couple of weeks. We'll be covering those games. A lot of those games will be me and Jackson Amorosa again. And hockey and cross country both are in season as well. Cross country runs in the regional championship Monday. Hockey is 5-1, only 1 loss so far this season. Still going strong. Great hockey team we have. And Quiz Bowl was good as well. 12 guys went to Dallas in the St. Mark's Invitational. They placed 3rd and 11th in the varsity competition and 4th in novice. And we're going to see the receiving here with Bryce Lanier and Josh Hebert back deep.
Yeah, and we saw some interesting gameplay 2 weeks ago where they continuously kicked it to Hebert, and they would go back to to Lanier, and here it is. Lanier fields it at the 10. He's going to take it down the sideline, forced out of bounds. But we've seen him run a few, returns really far back. And we saw a few weeks ago a punt return he took back to the house. So he's a very dangerous returner. And Dawson did a good job 2 weeks ago keeping it from him.
Yeah, like you mentioned. So one of the times, it was the kicker would keep moving the ball and they keep switching positions, and eventually Lanier did get the ball, but most of the times they did succeed in kicking it to Hebert, who got some good returns as well. He was averaging about 15 yards, and now the offense led by Bryce Fusick is going to come out onto the field.
Yeah, Fusick usually takes it from the shotgun there. He's got Devin Baylor behind him in the backfield. Puts Lanier in motion. They're going to pitch it to Baylor. Baylor cuts it up. Going to get a few. That's what I like to see. I like to see, kind of changing it up a little bit in the run game. What do you take from that play to start?
Yeah, that was pretty different from the runs we've seen all season. It's a shift run and then a quick pitch.
Yeah, for sure. Fusick this time fires out to Thibodeau on the far side. He's going to get to the middle and get a Crusader first down. So quick 2 plays to move the chains for the Crusaders. Good to see them get going early. 2 weeks ago, Bryce Lanier took it to the house on the first play of the game. So the Crusaders have been known to be aggressive early, and I think that's really playing to their benefit here.
And those screen plays, well, that one wasn't quite a screen, but those screen plays have been great for the Crusaders this year.
Baylor takes it, trying to get it to the outside. He stiff arms. Can he get away? Going to be a good tackle there by the Bears. That was number 1, DeAndre Willis.
Oh, Baylor is rushing. That's another 5-yard rush there. He got 6 the first one. That's what you want to see. Those medium length rushes, because you're putting yourself in a good position on second down. You can throw the ball and then probably not worry about it third down if you want to run it again. I wouldn't be surprised if Fusick tries a similar play to last second down here, though.
Yeah, for sure. And here you got Lanier in single coverage, so maybe see if they'll get him active. They're going to go play action. Fusick under pressure. He's going to go up the middle. Now he's got some room. He's at the 30. Fusick is going to take it all the way. And he's dragged down, but it looks like it's going to be a touchdown. Fusick keeps it himself. It goes to the house for 6. That is going to be his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. What a great way to start the game.
That was a busted play, too. That was going to be a read option to Valente on the right side there, and he didn't have it. It looked like he was going to lose yards, and we do have a flag on the field, but that was a great run from Fusick on what could have been easily a 5-yard loss.
Oh, and there it is, yeah. I didn't even notice the flag. I was too excited, but that's going to come back. It did look like there was a little bit too big of a hole there for him to escape that easily. But, nonetheless, Fusick able to demonstrate his speed even with the holding penalty, but that is going to bring him back.
Not sure what's happening there, though, because they gave us 5 yards there instead of bringing us back, so not sure what the call there was.
Fusick in the shotgun, swings it out to Lanier, who's got some room now. He's at the 40. He's got blockers ahead of him, makes a step, and he's going to take it all the way. And Bryce Lanier takes it to the house for 6.
And
he is now the single season record holder for Strake Jesuit for a single season receiving with over 900 yards on that touchdown, and he moves to 9 touchdowns on the year. So incredible accomplishment for him. Even a better start for the team tonight as they now are up 6-0 with only 2 minutes into the game. Here's Rossetti out.
I mean, with that performance, we could see Lanier break 1,000 yards tonight. Again, not sure what that penalty was, but it didn't matter because the B-squared connection was there, and Lanier took it all the way to the house on a great block there from, I believe, number
Giacomo.
5. Yeah, it was Giacomo. Blocking way downfield. Good play.
Yeah, Giacomo kind of got out in space, got in front of him, and Lanier did the rest. So quick, so shifty. Really hard to bring down in the green grass. So very good start for the Crusaders. Short drive that was executed almost to perfection. That one penalty, but like you said, didn't really matter. So now the defense gets a chance here to see what they're made of. We talked a little bit about them and their ups and downs, but when they're good, they're also very strong group. with a really tight front seven and a good secondary. So they're really looking to shut down the Bears offense tonight.
And our special teams has been good as well. You talked about that punt return. Rossetti's been a great kicker for us. He's made some field goals, very, very consistent on extra points, and he's able to kick this ball all the way to the end zone if he wants to. So they're back very deep there.
Yeah, for sure. You know, this team is really solid all the way around. You know, the biggest thing is just putting together a good game overall on all three fronts, as Rossetti is going to squib. That's pretty typical of what we've seen. They like to give it to someone who's maybe not totally accustomed to running the ball back, so that's pretty on
the
par.
strategy there is they'll give them the ball at around the 20-25 yard line if it ensures that there's not a chance for a touchdown. And it worked well there. It's worked well basically all season, just that squib kick. You give up some yardage initially, but you just make sure there's no special teams touchdown on you.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that strategy has paid off all year, and I think it'll be what they continue to do. The handoff up the middle for the Bears' first play from scrimmage. As he's going to pick up a few. Good job by the Crusaders to take him down. And we saw them get, you know, kind of burnt on a few of those similar, you know, HB dives where they just goes right up the middle against Dawson. Their running back had over had I believe 6 touchdowns, was it, on that game? You know, all from the running back position. So, you know, I'm sure in the last 2 weeks, Coach Feacock has really stressed, you know, tightening up the run defense a little bit, and they did a good job on that first play. Another handoff, this time in the backfield. That's number 99, Graham Julette. Great job.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a busted play there as well. He didn't really know the running back was coming to him, and he eventually just kind of tossed it to him. But like you said, Julette was in the backfield already, and he stopped him there for a couple-yard loss. And now Dawson's got it. You're down early. They scored less than 2 minutes into the game, and you got a third down. And you could have a 3-and-out here, which is not a good situation. So maybe they'll get a pass here. They've got 3 receivers out to the left side of them, 1 guy in the backfield.
Yeah, it looks like they will try and pass lone backfield here. And they're going to pass, but it's overthrown, intended for number 13, Daryl Nelson. Number 30, Nate Twardowski, the senior, was in coverage. Was a little bit behind, so kind of a lucky break for them because he was open.
That ball was it was overthrown there. Very lucky break. Twardowski looked like he had enough that he could have dived and dove and tackled him there, even if the catch was made. But it's great that that wasn't, and we'll have a 3-and-out here for Hastings early, who's going to punt it to us. And we do have that dual backfield in the punt game as well.
Oh, and the snap bobbled, and the punt, it was blocked by, looked like Graham Julette, but it does take a very favorable Bears bounce to the Crusader 42, but that looked blocked off the snap, but very good bounce for the Bears despite that. So Bryce Fusick and his offense will take it from his own 42.
It was a bad snap, obviously, was very low there, just kind of skidded across the ground. And we did get somebody who tipped it in the air, but like you said, great bounce there that made it a long punt anyways, but it is at our own 42 instead of maybe around the 35. So, you know, it was all right.
Fusick in the gun. Baylor in motion. And he's going to find Chico Holt across the middle. Good route there by Chico Holt on the little play action as he gets his first grab of the night. He's been really good in those middle of the field type of throws, as well as a red zone target.
That's exactly the kind of play you want to throw to the tight end on. Down the middle of the field, you know they'll have a linebacker on them. They can catch it, get tackled, hold on to the ball, and even jump up for it.
Valente now takes it on the left side as he gets brought down after a gain of about 8.
That'll put Valente at around 470 yards, so you know he's getting up there to the 500-yard mark, very close indeed, which is great because we have 2 very good running backs, and they both got in good amount of carries this year. Of course, Grant Jackson got that touchdown a couple games ago too. Getting that fullback in there as well, it's good run plays.
Definitely. Fusick puts Fulbright, the deep target, in motion as play action and finds number 23, that's Thibodeau, on the good catch and run. Again, Fusick's doing a great job of finding the soft spots in the zone early as he connects with Thibodeau, who's also been another very reliable receiver this year.
Yeah, Thibodeau is tall and he's fast. He can make the play. He hasn't been thrown to as much, quite as much as Lanier has, but he's got some good targets as well. And Fusick is spreading the ball over already to different targets.
Fusick drops back. He's got Brett again.
Man.
Touchdown. Thibodeau on the back shoulder throw. Fusick puts it on the money, and Thibodeau hauls it in for 6. The Crusaders jump out now to a 13-0 lead with 7 minutes left in the first. Another great find.
Yeah, that was a great play too, because they had the play to the corner and they had the guy going basically the same way, but a little bit of a different route, and it confused the defense just enough that Thibodeau got that step on the cornerback and was able to haul it in the end zone for another touchdown.
And Rossetti puts it through the posts, and now it's 14-0. But great, connection between Fusick and his receivers. That the timing on those kind of throws have to be perfect, because the key is to try and get it in before the defensive back turns around. That's kind of the back shoulder on a goal line fade like that. They did a great job. That so far they've kind of gone off the play action on pass plays so far, and I think that's working well to kind of confuse the defense.
It is, because we're able to run the ball so well that they're giving a little bit of credence to that and putting 4 guys on the line. They give 7 guys for coverage, and we're getting somebody there in the middle about 15 yards, and that's how Thibodeau is able to get that, and that's how Holt was able to get his catch as well, their first catches each. And Rossetti's going to kick it off here again. I could do another squib here, which worked out well for the Crusaders last time. Rossetti's just been so reliable all season, and this coverage team as well. We got guys like Josh Hebert on there as well. He plays kickoff return, punt return. Really versatile.
And the kick this time in the air a little bit, fielded around the 10, but looks like he might have called for a fair catch. So,
I think he touched his knee.
Oh, okay, that's
when he
what
caught the ball.
Yeah.
So that is
I think you're right. Yeah. He kind of went down low.
Play, because that gets them the ball at the 11-yard line. Not a great place to start. That does happen on occasion, and in high school football, you are down.
True.
In college football, you are down as soon as your knee touches.
That's a good point.
Which became the deciding factor in a Texas A&M LSU game a couple of years ago, the 74-72 7 overtime game. They'll take the ball out here. Hastings will.
This time, another handoff. Good tackle there by a host of Crusaders. Looked like number 45 was in there on the tackle. Brendan Fody, who's been another strong member of that front 7, who has dealt with some injuries. Jake Youngblood, Nick Watchell, who aren't in action tonight, but guys like Brendan Fody staying strong out there, holding it down, as Hastings has tried to go run on 3 of their 4 plays so far.
And it hasn't worked very well for them. I mean, their longest run has been about 5 yards, and I believe that, yeah, it's not working well up the middle, so maybe they'll try something else, or not.
Another run right up the middle. They try and push the pile a little bit, but looks like we're going to be pretty close to the first. Chains haven't moved yet, but looks like Hastings is the quarterback we haven't mentioned yet, and that will move the chains. It will be first down. Madden Harvey, the freshman quarterback. So really young,
That's very unusual,
leader of the offense out there. At Strike Jesuit, we can't even start on varsity as a freshman, so very young.
You have a couple of sophomores on varsity, but you're right, you're not allowed to start on varsity as freshman, and Hastings does have 2 quarterbacks. One is a junior, one is a freshman, so they got to be very confident in their freshman quarterback. Here's the play.
And this time, jet sweep. That's number 13. Oh, and he breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle, and he's at midfield. Forced out of bounds by number 24, Alex Leone. That was number 13, Darrell Nelson on the jet sweep.
Just had a guy fall down and a guy get blocked into the ground, and that gave him some yardage. And it was good that Leone was able to make that play and force him out at around the 45, because that very easily could have been Bryce Lanier type situation where you get a touchdown around the outside. Good stop there for the Crusaders, but obviously not ideal when you have them starting at about the 15-yard line and they're already down to your 45. Going to have to get some more outside protection because they're going to want to do that more now with how it's working.
Yeah, the Crusaders have struggled a little bit open field tackling like that, and that's a perfect situation that the Bears can potentially exploit as they go right back to their bread and butter down the middle. Only going to get a few, about 5. That was number 25, Sincere Neely, the sophomore. So really young core that Hastings is putting out there against a pretty experienced defense. So the Crusaders just have to kind of stay poised in these situations. They did give up a big run, but as long as they stay poised and see if they keep everything in front of them, I think they'll be all right.
Second down and 5 here.
Another handoff to Neely as he jump cuts and will get close to the first.
I'll give him the first down there. I mean, it really looked like they should have had him in the backfield there. He had to make a move, didn't quite know where to go at first, but it just kind of opened up a hole for him between the tackle and the guard on the right side, and he just went through it, and the linebackers had already jumped in a little bit, which is something we've seen consistently over these last few games. And looked like number 34, Levi Norvell, was out there and did manage to make the stop after that 5-yard gain. But 5-yard rushes every time aren't going to do you any good because that's just a new set of downs every 2 plays.
Yeah, and the Crusaders, and here's the handoff once again. Oh, bounces off the pile. And finally going to get brought down by number 58, Michael Ukonu. Good tackle, and that was number 2, Jaden Webster, the junior, on that play, but almost broke free. Kind of looked like he just kind of bounced off of
Jackson Prismeyer there, yeah. Just able to get out of that, squirm out of that tackle and get another 4 or 5-yard gain for Hastings, and that's tiring out the defense, tiring out the offensive line. Just a battle of attrition there if they're going to keep up with these runs.
Harvey motion. They're gonna play run option, and Ukonu with the huge tackle. Wow,
that was
what
great.
A great stop.
Yeah,
by the junior.
That's what you want to see.
Senior, excuse me.
Yeah, he's a senior. That's what you want to see because he got him down to the ground. He didn't grab his collar or anything though. Clean tackle there. Only got him 1 yard, so one of the shorter runs tonight, and that's going to give him 3rd and 5. Tough situation here because your runs are getting around 5 yards per carry, but the last 2 have not quite gotten that much. So you're going to have to maybe try something new on this play.
Harvey in the shotgun, drops back, looking to pass. Oh, and the receiver got pushed, but it does not look like the ball was in a position to be caught, so no pass interference.
No, you
looked like
it was. I don't know if I would have called it. I'm not a referee or anything. It was very controversial there, I think, because Hijak tripped as well, and he was very lucky not to fall down too. And that ball was 10 or 15 yards ahead of the receiver, so you can't really call the pass interference when the ball's uncatchable. And it would have been a controversial call anyways there. And it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field here, though. We could see another outside run, which they were successful on. But it looks like they're going to go empty backfield here, actually.
Yeah, Harvey all alone. Probably looking to pass here. And he drops back. Blitz coming. Fires. And once again, airs it out. Looked like they were going for number 2, Jadon Webster. But coverage so far has been pretty good for the Crusaders.
Yeah, he's 0 for 3 on passes so far. Actually, I think that jet sweep technically counts as a pass because he pitched it forward a tiny bit. But downfield, 0 for 3 on it. That's not really what you want to have to start the game as the Crusaders come out here on offense. I don't think Fusick has missed a pass yet.
No, Fusick has executed very well, as this time he hands it off to Valente, who gets about 6 or 7, but give credit to the defense. You know, it looked like maybe Hastings was knocking on the door a little bit, but they stood their ground. I like the decision to kind of bring the house on that play, blitz, really put the pressure on the freshman, and he couldn't really deliver as the coverage was pretty good downfield.
Yeah, he's going to have to switch up what he's doing there because these passes have not been very great. Fusick's going to go empty set here as well, 5 receivers.
Fusick calls for it, drops back, looking, scrambles, and he's got a little bit of room as he's going to just take it out of bounds for the first down. Good decision making by Fusick to kind of, you know, he got flushed out of the pocket a little bit. The blitz was coming, and he turned it into a positive play.
You know, I'm wondering here if they watch our broadcast, because I was talking about a couple weeks ago, they just were not letting Fusick run the ball. If he had been in there 2 weeks ago against Dawson, he would have probably thrown it away or gotten sacked, and this time he made the smart decision and got it for 10 or 15 yards, which he could have done a couple times 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's pretty good on the feet. You know, he's really shifty, and good to see him running again. Fusick a little bit in front of Lanier as he dives for the ball but unable to haul it in. A rare miss between Bryce and Bryce, or B squared.
Yeah, it would have been right there for the first down as well. Lanier looked like a little bit ahead of him. Could have been a catch very easily there, though, and it would have gone for a first down. But we got second down here. Looks like Devin Baylor's back in the game, and so is Giacomo Valente, and they're going to go in this pistol formation almost here.
Yeah, it might be a power run as they are going to pitch it. Baylor around the side gets hit.
Keeps going.
And keeps the legs moving for a couple more. I like what they're doing on the pitch. They're faking it to Valente and then pitching it the opposite direction to Baylor.
A very new play they've drawn up here. We haven't really seen this much before, and they're using it to good effect here. They got 4 yards on that one. They begin 5 or 6 generally. It's a great play, and they're going to bring Valente out here, and Fusick is going to go and talk to the coach for a moment. Yeah, Valente is going to go out, and it looks like Cooper Fulbright will come in, so maybe we'll see a long pass to him. He doesn't even go in that hole. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Fulbright's been a deep target so far, but Fusick play action. Rush coming. Pump fakes, fires. He's got Baylor, the check down man. Good find. Good job by Devin Baylor to kind of stay engaged in the play, and Fusick finds him for the first.
Yeah, that play was going to Fulbright, but they read it very well. It was going to be a corner pass to Fulbright just after the first down marker.
But it looks like there was a flag.
Yeah, they may bring this one back.
Flag was thrown on the far side. There's a legal man downfield.
Santos, the sophomore offensive lineman, who's already a leading member of the O-line on this team, was downfield, but that only pushes back 5 yards. So 3rd and 11, you got a lot of options here.
Yeah, still manageable with the receiving core that they have, but we were mentioning right before that last play, Fulbright has been targeted deep, and he's lined up on the bottom of your screen. As Fusick rolls out, fires deep. He's got Holt as he hauls it in.
Man,
what a catch by Chico Holt, the defender on his back, and Chico climbs the ladder for the catch.
Yeah, about a 35-yard reception there. He was already almost 6 inches taller than his man, and he just jumped up. That great vertical and managed to catch it, come down inside the red zone here. We're going to have it about the 18. So Crusaders in a great spot now after that tricky 3rd down play.
Yeah, that was a great throw and catch, like you said, and we'll see what they followed up with as they put Lanier in motion. And he's going to hand off to Baylor, jump cuts, and is going to get pushed back only a couple yards for Baylor as they inch closer.
Fake the jet sweep there. Yeah, they'll be at about the 15-yard line now, so they'll give them 3. And
that is going to be
timeout, yeah. Oh, end of the first quarter, not a timeout.
So the first quarter draws to a close. Strike Jesuit Crusaders lead this one 14-0. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. And we are back as the Crusaders flip the field here. They're knocking on the door, trying to extend their lead. As Fusick takes it, he's going to hand it off to Baylor, who finds some room. Still trying to work. And he's going to get pretty close to that first down marker. Another strong run from the senior as he has to come off. His helmet looked like it came off at the end of the play, but Valente is going to take his spot on this one. And it was. He did get the first down on that far side, so it'll make it 1st and goal for the Crusaders, as Fusick has been pretty good in the red zone this year.
Yes, we did throw one interception in the red zone 2 weeks ago, but otherwise he's been great passing, finding guys in the end zone. I'll try and do that here.
Fusick going to hand it off to Valente, who tries to work around the right side. He's got some room, and he finds the end zone. Valente for the touchdown, as the Crusaders have now gone 3 for 3 on drives so far, as it's now 20-0. Valente takes it himself on the 7-yard run, as Valente gets it done again.
Yeah, absolutely. Great running game so far for the Crusaders, switching it up a little than the very pass-heavy we've been going the last couple of games. Just pounding the ball down the field, and Valente and Baylor already have some great carries. Valente did look like he wanted to say something to one of the Hastings players at the end because he was dragged down pretty late, but he decided not to. Good decision there, and the Hastings player was given a little talking to by the referee, I think, and now the Crusaders are going to kick it off again. So down 3 scores, start of the second quarter. You got 11.5 minutes left, so maybe 2 or 3 drives, 3 if you're lucky here, if you play fast as well for Hastings. So, and they do get the ball to start the third quarter is crucial if they manage to get a couple of touchdowns in here. But Owen Rossetti is going to try and pin him back deep with this kick and hope this drive does not start with very good field position for them.
Yeah, the Bears are going to have to mix it up a little bit. They've gone, pretty run heavy with some predictable pass plays where they, pretty much are in a position, kind of a long to mid third down situation where they kind of have to pass. So the defense has been pretty disciplined, pretty ready to go, but they're going to have to try and shake the Crusader defense, which has been hard to do this year, So I think that's what they're going to have to do if they're going to try and get back into this one. But the offensive efficiency for the Crusaders has been perfect so far as Rossetti boots it.
Back deep.
Yeah, very
all
deep
the way to
kick.
The 5.
But he's got some room as he gets to the outside. He's at the 40, dragged down. Good tackle by Gabe Hejak, the senior corner.
And that was just good blocking by the Hastings special teams because he was pinned down at the 5. And didn't look great for him, but there were some good blocks there, getting some guys out of the play that probably should have had the tackle otherwise. Good thing he was dragged down at about the 42-yard line, and Hastings is going to come out here with 11:18 left on the clock to start their third drive of the game.
Crusaders have stopped Hastings twice already, last time on a 4th down, as the handoff goes to Jadon Webster, as he drags the pile still on his feet. Finally brought down Ukonu again on the, kind of drag down. That was a, situation where the pile just kept moving.
4 guys on him at the end. He just kept running. He got all 9 yards instead of 4. Great effort play there, keeping the pile moving forward when some guys looked like they thought the play was over by then, and Ukonu kept his awareness up and came in and stopped that play before it got to a first down.
He's been a game changer so far in this one with a few key tackles. But once again, Harvey, play action, fires and it's tipped. Good tip by number 34, Levi Norvell, the junior linebacker, as it was almost in danger zone.
Yeah, could have been easily intercepted there. Norvell just got it up in the air, and that means that Madden is now 0 for 4 on passes, which is not great when you're down 3 scores and you need to be getting the ball downfield. Third down here, they may run it up the middle again. I mean, that's what they've been doing all night, and it's getting them like 4 or 5 yards per play.
Harvey in the shotgun. as he gives it to Webster up the middle. Oh, and he's got some room. One guy left to beat, and there's a flag on the play.
I'm not sure if that's going to be a face mask or messed up tackle. Horse collar tackle there was right at the end of the play, and it looked like there was a stiff arm there, but also maybe a horse collar tackle, and they are pointing at the Jesuit defender.
That was Brendan Fody on the tackle. Could have been late, maybe at a face mask.
I don't think it was late, because if he didn't tackle him there, he's going to keep going. And he started the tackle inbound.
Yeah, was the face mask.
Face mask on the defense. Okay, that was not what I thought it was, because I thought he had him by the his collar, so that's surprising. Maybe I just missed it there.
That
Number
was
45.
on Brendan Fody.
So, yeah, it was Brendan Fody.
So that's going to tack on 15 more yards and put the Bears right back in the red zone where they got stopped last possession. But just kind of an undisciplined tackle there. But, you know, at that point, when you're the last man to beat, you know, Fody's just trying to get him to the ground. So just kind of unfortunate that he found the face mask. But Webster takes it again, this time tackled from behind by number 41, Cole Huff.
Unfortunate tackle there for Cole Huff as well, because he tackled him forwards another few yards. So that play goes for 5 yards instead of 2 or 3. Just, you know, I mean, very small mistakes here for Sprague Jesuit. And they're going to come out with the ball around the 10-yard line already.
Harvey looking to score. As they will, as Webster takes it in.
That was the, I mean, that was the same thing that they did earlier, where the spot between the right tackle and the right guard kind of just disintegrated, and that right outside linebacker wasn't there, neither was the end, and he was just able to get into the end zone. So that's going to give Hastings 7 points here if they manage to make the extra point. They'll kick it off to Sprague Jesuit, who, you know, given that Hastings is getting the ball first in the second half, this may be a little bit too game managery, but you might want to take a pretty long drive here, fill it up with some runs, try and get it to like a new first down every couple plays, keep the runs going, and see if you can take 5 or 6 minutes off this clock and leave Hastings with only one opportunity for a drive at the end of the half, because 28-7 or 28-14 is a lot better than 21-21 if they get 2 drives here. So we'll see what the coaches decide to do here. Just my opinion, obviously, is Bryce Lanier and Josh Hebert come back to receive the kick here.
I completely agree. I think the run game has been strong. I think there's no need to really force it. You know, the defense needs some time to rest. That was a long drive for the, you know, dominated on the ground once again. Only attempted 1 pass, but the penalty proved, you know, pretty deathly for the Crusaders on that drive. But they're going to have to really clean it up. They're playing man against the Bears right now, and it's not allowing, you know, like a linebacker to kind of stay in that spot around the center where they've been running. But this time fielded as a fair catch by Cooper Fulbright right around the 28-yard line. So I think, you know, they're going to have to recognize that once again another team has come here to really mainly run the ball. They got a really good running back, Jadon Webster, clearly. So I think they're going to have to change, you know, kind of some formations to kind of put some more linebackers there around the center of the field where they like to run it.
Yeah, make sure you're stopping them for 3 or 4 yards every time. It's a lot better than letting them go for mostly 5 yards, but sometimes they'll get a breakaway like we saw there. I mean, that play that they scored the touchdown on was going to be a touchdown for basically any distance, because that right side just kind of collapsed, and they'll get the ball back here and they'll do that empty set again.
Fusick drops back, steps up, fires. Oh, he's got multiple people open, kind of underthrew it, but Chico Holt gets another catch for a big gain. And if that ball was thrown, you know, kind of off his front foot instead of his back foot, that could have gone all the way. But
yeah,
here, they're running a kind of a high-tempo offense here as Fusick takes it quickly, swings it out to Thibodeau, who's got some blockers, tries to slice
So that was
through.
a good sequence there for the Crusaders. Got a 5-yard gain there, and obviously that big play, last play. They're going quickly here, which I'm not quite sure I understand. Maybe they want to get up to 35 before the half, theoretically.
Fusick this time swings out to Lanier, who's got some room as he's going to beat all the defenders and takes it in for his second touchdown of the day. They just run the same play this time on the other side with Lanier, who's able to find some room and take it to the house for 6.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, not quite taking a ton of time off the clock, but they scored very quickly there, which, I mean, amounts to the same thing. You're still up by 3 scores. 9 minutes left now. They're probably going to get the ball back again and see what they can do. Those screenplays, like we've been saying, they've been running them all season, and they're working very well so far this game for whoever is running.
Oh, and that was blocked. Someone came off the side.
Yeah, the kick was blocked there. I know Rossetti, to no fault of his own, was not able to complete that kick, but he'll get the kickoff again here.
And here's the replay. Yeah, Lanier just too quick on that once he gets into the open field.
And I'm not quite sure what yardage he's at now, but he's got to be very, very close to 1,000 receiving yards in only 8 games, which is obviously very incredible because, you know, NFL games, which are 3 minutes longer per quarter here, you know, the all-time record at this pace, he would be well on his way to breaking with 1,000 yards in 8 games. Be at 2,000 over a full NFL season. Obviously very different from high school football, just an interesting statistic based on his pace, which is just incredible.
Yeah, he's really had a really great season. Fusick has done a great job finding him, and you know what sets him apart a little bit is that run after catch. You know, that throw was about 3 yards, but he took it for 40 more. So that's kind of what allows him to get, you know, those crazy numbers. So, but they didn't take our advice. They went quick and cashed it in once again as Rossetti is going to kick it, this time deep once again. They fielded it around the 8.
Oh, man, he ran
good
into his
block.
own guy.
Oh, and he's got some room down the sideline. Going to be forced out of bounds by number 42.
Wow, it looked like that was going to stop at around the 25-yard line because he ran into his own guy who was with a Strake Jesuit defender there, but he managed to stay up and get another 20 yards out of that play, which is just pretty incredible. Obviously, he turned a 25-yard start to a 45, 46-yard start, and they're going to come out with good field position. They scored last time, and Madden's going to have all of his options open here.
And, you know, that's 2 straight times that they've had big returns, which we pointed out at the start of the game that they like to go squib kick. As here's another big run right up the seam as he's going to be dragged down. Oh, and a fumble! Hebert stripped him from behind. But they're going to say that it was recovered by the Bears. Another huge run right up the middle, like we were saying, just unable to stop it. The same play that Dawson killed us on 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, right up the middle to the right side of the field. It's just, you know, they scored a touchdown there. They got another big run, not quite a touchdown, and it was a touchdown-saving tackle there by Hebert, and he caused a fumble, just wasn't quite able to get on it. Very, very close, which would have been a great play for the Crusaders. But they'll come out here inside the red zone once again.
Harvey in the shotgun, hands it off again. This time is going to be brought down for, looks like might be a loss or a no gain there by, that's Fody, who was called for the face mask on the last drive that set up the touchdown. This time does a great job getting in the backfield as the runner tried to get to the outside, but he was luckily able to stop him there, as that was number 25, Sincere Neely on the carry.
Yeah, that's a 1-yard loss there. So you're set up 2nd and 11 inside the red zone. You got 7.5 minutes basically left. And you've got a play that's been working for you every single time. And I'm sure the Crusaders in halftime, they're going to talk about this. I mean, this cost us the game against Dawson, and we're letting these guys do the exact same thing on us. But they're going to call a timeout here. And that was Jadon Webster as the only guy in the backfield. So we'll step aside for a moment.
And we are back as Webster takes a snap, but he's hit hard immediately by number 41. Got there first. That was Cole Huff.
That was that play they had set up right before the timeout. They decided to go with it, and it ended up working out for them there because Webster did get a few yards. So that's going to give them a 3rd down and about 6 around the 10-yard line. So going to maybe think of a play they can do here. Maybe that run up the right side. Maybe they'll try and pass it in the end zone. They're going to go Wildcat again, though, so this will be interesting.
Webster is going to take the snap once again, and he's going to go right up the middle. He's got a few blockers, but it kind of collapsed on him a little bit. But they are not hiding their cards, really.
No.
Everyone in the building knows what that play was going to be, and it still turned into kind of a positive play. But it will be 4th and 1, so the Crusaders do a great job of stopping them just short. But they went for it on a 4th and 5, so I'd imagine they're going to try and go for it here as
if you
Harvey
go for
comes
field
back
goal
in.
Here, it's still 17-point game, still 3-score game. So the statistics play here is to go for it.
Harvey takes it under center as he gives it to, and it looks like the Crusaders might have gotten a stop, and looks like they're going to hold them.
That'll be very close.
It will be close, but
defense going off the field. Great
wow.
play there. Yeah, they gave it to their fullback. No, they gave it to Jadon Webster there, who didn't manage to get any kind of gain there. So the Crusaders will get the football back once again here. 6 minutes left on your own 4-yard line. So maybe we don't know at this point. They might go quick again and score in a minute or two. You got to be very protective of the football here on the 4-yard line. So probably going to start with a run play here because if Fusick, this doesn't happen often. If he gets sacked, it's not good because you're back in the end zone.
Fusick, quick handoff to Valente, who breaks a tackle, tries to give the outside. Good stiff arm still going. He's at the 40 now, finally taken down, and that's the way to get out of that bind near the end zone as Valente takes it for a huge gain once again. He's already got the touchdown, and this time kind of gets the Crusaders some more room to work.
And it looked like he was going to come down at about the 5 or 6 yard line, but he got out of that tackle and managed to stiff arm a guy about 15 yards down the field to give the Crusaders the ball at the 46, which is great setup for them because now you've got a lot of time left and you've only got around 55 yards to go instead of 95.
Fusick, handoff once again to Valente, not going to get as much there, but and here's the replay. Man, look at that stiff arm by Valente. Great job. Took 2 guys to take him down, but the strength of these backs, really impressive.
Very close to midfield now. So all your options are open. 2nd down. Maybe you try that screen play that we've seen working all game. Could get us a great opportunity here. Lanier in the backfield.
And they're going to play action. Oh, and Thibodeau is wide open. Kind of a broken coverage as Thibodeau is going to trip into the end zone. He almost got taken down from behind, but Thibodeau on his 2nd touchdown of the game. This one was pretty easy. He was kind of wide open in coverage.
Yeah,
it looked like the defense was thrown off.
It looked like that cornerback that was supposed to be on him had his eyes on Bryce Lanier instead, who was coming out of the backfield. So that play was just absolutely pristine then because they did exactly what we wanted them to do, which was look at Bryce Lanier, who's been catching all those long passes, and then Thibodeau's wide open down the seam in the middle of the field, and now Rossetti's going to get another opportunity here to kick the ball.
The last one, and there's a flag. Looks like a false start. So we'll move them back.
Yeah.
Crusaders had the field goal, or had the extra point blocked last time, so a little bit antsy on this one. But they continue to work off the play action, which is really kind of confusing the defense a little bit, and proved to be really, really well executed on that play as Thibodeau finds the end zone once again as the Crusaders continue to roll. They continue to score quickly as Rossetti gets it blocked again. Not really sure what's going on there.
That guy on the far right side, same guy both times, is just fast enough that if he runs in unprotected, he can get a finger or a hand on the ball there. And I guess we're going to have a guy come off the line and sacrifice blocking him for some coverage inside there. But I don't know, maybe we could see the replay there, because that was a very interesting play that he's managed to do now 2 times in a row.
Yeah, that was the replay of the touchdown from a good angle on the field, and once again, Fusick just able to find the open man in Thibodeau, and now the score 33-7 with still 4.5 minutes to go. So the Crusaders could realistically get another stop and another score as they just continue to.
Wonder if you do, I don't know, maybe it's at the even already pouring it on a little, but we may want to go for 2 on one of these with this guy. I mean, if he's fast enough to just get around it every time and get a chance to have his hand on the ball, it may be more worth it to try for 2 each time, but we'll see next time the Crusaders are in the end zone.
As a low kick bounces, and it's going to go through the end zone, but actually it looked like, did it touch the leg?
Yeah, no, if we could see that replay there, that was right between his legs. So
it looked like it didn't touch though, so it's gonna come out for a touchback.
The field cam was on him because kickoffs, if they go into, they're in play after 10 yards, unlike punts. If the defense, this is the thing that some people don't know, the defense. If the offense touches the punt down, it's down there. But if the kick team touches the kickoff return, the kicking team, they can obtain the ball at any point on the field after 10 yards.
Yeah, that's a good point. As they go back once again to the inside run with Webster, they've been, really exploiting the defense a little bit on that play tonight. Haven't really gone through the air, which is proving to be one good thing, about that strategy is it continues to burn the clock, which is something you don't want to do when you're down big like this. So usually when you're down, you want to go through the air, which doesn't take as much time off, but they haven't really been able to convert
when you're
much
0
in the
for
passing
4
game.
on passing and one of them's almost an interception, something you're kind of not looking to do.
As Webster gets the handoff, but this time pushed back by the likes of Graham Droulette.
And there is a player down, so we're going to have a stoppage here, which we'll use to tell you that during halftime, we don't have hosts for it, but we will be the host, actually, for a quick halftime show, after which we'll step aside for the band performances during halftime. Just a quick recap, some things we think that are going to have to be the keys to the game in the second half, some key players here, and then we'll let you see the bands perform.
As it looks like injured player was able to get off, which is good to see.
Pablo Membrano there. Remember the offensive line, and they do have a lot of O-line guys there, a lot of depth. So they'll have a replacement out there for him. Hope he's all right, though. He is walking out of the field, so maybe they'll just check on him for a little bit. The defense is going to be back on the field. Already 3rd down here with just over 3.5 minutes to play. 3:40 on the clock as it's running now. And we have a 3rd and 7 for you.
And this might be a passing situation, which the defense is hopefully ready for. Looks like they're in man coverage on the 4 receivers as they do drop back.
Oh, wow.
And they're going to give it to Webster on a little bit of a screen. And Fody once again, but this time he can't bring him down as Hebert can't either. And he's going to take it. I'm sorry, that was Jenkins who couldn't bring him down as Webster was there. I thought there might have been a holding on Jenkins. He couldn't really.
Down at the end of the field, yeah.
I couldn't really get. It looked like he was kind of held. He couldn't really get to the runner, but man, on a little bit of a slip screen for the running back, that was not something we had seen, and it proved to be successful as they get their 2nd touchdown. That kind of cuts into the lead, but the offense has been 5 for 5, so.
You've got 3 minutes left here, and you've been scoring quicker than that each of these drives so far. So probably not too worried yet if they can manage to get the score here. We're almost quick enough. It looks like Gabe Heshok is almost getting that block every time. So I guess they're telling them put 100% effort in there. Not that you wouldn't be, but, just telling Gabe Hijak, you got to try and get around there and block these guys extra points because they're 19 points down instead of 21 points down. So that's something that we could see be key to the game coming up later if something happens and Hastings is able to get a lot of points here in the second half and it gets close. You've got a 19-point lead instead of 21, as the Crusaders are going to receive the kick here. It'll be again, Bryce Lanier and looks like Rhett Thibodeau's back there, but so is Josh Hebert, obviously. And here's the kickoff.
The defense, was holding them, got them to a 3rd and 7, like you said, but just unable to make some open field tackles, which has proved to be an issue, but hopefully they can clean that up as halftime approaches. But the Crusaders get it back, a short kick again, going to be fielded by Fulbright, fair catch at around the 32. So the offense has been laser sharp.
Absolutely. So going to come out here with 3:08 on the clock, and another quick score here could do very well for the Crusaders. I mean, if you take almost all this time off, there's only about if you take 2 minutes on the clock, you get a score, it's 40-14, then you give them back with not really enough time to do much of anything. As long as the defense holds pretty strong here, then you've got a very successful half. You're up 26 points going into the half, which is great for the Crusaders.
Fusick gonna hand it off to Baylor, who finds some room, breaks a few tackles, still running, is gonna be dragged down after a huge gain.
Yeah. That looked very similar to that Giacomo Valente play earlier, except on the inside instead of the outside here. He just carried those guys with him for 15 yards and got us down inside the 40-yard line once again, and they'll give him a break after that. So it'll be Valente and Holt in the backfield here. We've seen this formation a couple times already.
Handoff again to Valente up the middle as he's going to get sandwiched. After a few
yards there, though.
Yards game, they're keeping it on the ground, keeping the clock ticking, which is good to see. With a run scheme like this, it's low risk, high reward. As here's the Devin Baylor run, another stiff arm, and just keeps on churning. You love to see that high power run from him. Fusick again. Gonna hand it off to Valente. Finds some room, gets hit hard right around the marker.
Big contact there, but he came out on top. He got us the first down. Contact moved him forwards another couple of yards. And, I mean, Crusaders, it's down to 2 minutes here. You've got all 3 timeouts left, got a ton of time left, and you're already inside the 30-yard line. And they're going to have both backs in the backfield here now, so Valente and Baylor, as we go under 2 minutes.
Handoff to Baylor, who gets around the side. Gonna get brought down after a good game. They just keep switching on and off with 2 high-powered running backs like this. It's really hard to stop.
Yeah, they're getting, I mean, the average yards per carry here has to be over 10 yards at this point, because Baylor just carried for 11. Before that, we had one for about 6. And before that, we had a couple for 30 plus. So just, the analytics, you've got to keep going with the run here. It's not been possible for them to stop it all night.
Fusick once again hands it off to Valente. He's got some room. This time it's going to be inside the 10. They just keep going to work on the ground. Really fun to see as the offensive line is just opening the gates for these running backs. Some really good guys down there. We mentioned Chrysanthos as well as Kyle Jarvis and Jack Bonsack.
Offense is just letting the clock run, which is exactly what you want here, because you're down inside the 10-yard line. You've still got 3 timeouts. You got time for a lot of plays still, and you could theoretically give him it back with under 10 seconds left to play.
Fusick, run pass option, shovel pass to Chico Holt, who forces his way into the end zone. Touchdown Crusaders. What a design play right there. Great decision from Fusick as he had the option to give it to Baylor, but shovels it to Chico Holt, who powers his
touchdown
way.
pass for Chico and for Fusick here, Chico will get another couple of reception yards and a touchdown there, and we'll be up 39-14 like I said, they're going to go for 2 here, get us up 41-14 if the conversion is made, and there's 25 seconds left in the half. And if Rossetti does what we think he'll do, which is a squib kick, you could get it down under 20. Time for 1 or 2 plays maybe. Although the Hastings does have all 3 timeouts here, so they'll get to conserve some clock. There's just not a lot of time left. And the game management skills by the coaches here have been excellent all half long. And the offense is going to... Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, so they are going to kick it. I thought they were keeping the offense on there for some reason, but no, Rossetti's going to kick it again, and it'll be 40-14 if this defender does not come around the outside again.
Rossetti lines up, A-Bear on the hold, the snap. Looks good, and this one is going to go through, finally back on track. So it will be 40-14, another textbook drive on the ground as Chico Holt caps it off with about a 7-yard catch and run. And the Crusaders look like hopefully they're going to go into the half up 40-14, barring any kind of crazy finish here to the half. But like you said, maybe, with 2 timeouts, maybe they can get a play or 2, but they haven't shown that they can go deep through the air so far. The Crusaders have done a great job in coverage, so they might just kind of go to the second half.
As long as we don't let another outside run happen, as we've seen once or twice so far this half, just got to play conservatively, maybe some, probably not some preventative defense, because they haven't passed it for anything longer than a couple yards. They haven't managed to complete anything downfield, so you think they're going to be very ready for the run on these last couple of plays, as Rossetti's going to kick it here.
Rossetti, a low kick, gonna bounce, fielded.
Oh, what? Wow. He'll, I mean, I don't know. That ball came out and it was in the end zone. I think that's usually, I'm not sure if the ball went out, but if the ball had gone out right behind the pylon, that would be a safety for Strike Jesuit, but it looks like it went out around the half-yard line for Hastings, and he kind of just tripped while trying to receive the ball.
Yeah, that was pretty strange, and it looks like they are going to be fielding it at the 1, so kind of an unlucky bounce. They've done that the last time. The last time it went through his legs, but that's a really hard thing to do, is field the ball that's bouncing. The end zone's right behind you. You got runners coming at you, so he just kind of couldn't really field it, but lucky to stay out of the end zone, like you said. But now the Crusaders might get a safety here if the Bears aren't careful. But a good run up the middle, which will likely take us close to the end of the quarter. But what a strange kind of ending there, because the last few times the ball's either been touched back or it's been taken out to about the 45. We saw that a few times, but just kind of a weird circumstance.
They're calling it first down, and they're going to let the clock keep running. Thought initially Hastings called a timeout there, but that was not the case, and we'll have a quick halftime show here for you in just a moment, as the half is going to come to an end right now. So great half for the Crusaders there, up 40-14. As we're going into halftime, those guys are going to run down the field into the locker room for talking to. And really, I think the keys to the game right now have to be these middle to right outside runs. You got to be talking to them. Coach Mossberger, the linebackers coach, got to be talking to them in the locker room, like, guys, we did this 2 games ago. We gave up 6 touchdowns to this guy, and now we've let 2 touchdowns happen already in the first half. So they got to get something to take care of this, because this is literally the only issue we've had all game, because 0 for 4 on passes, no runs really longer than 5 yards that aren't these plays that they've designed that are basically the same. And on offense, everything's clicking. So I think for offense, they're just going to tell the guys the other key. I'm going to say keep passing it to Chico Holt and to Bryce Lanier, all those guys. Obviously, Rec Thibodeau's had 2 touchdowns as well. Keep the passing game up. Have Bryce Fusick don't get those interceptions. What do you think, Jackson?
I completely agree with everything you said right there. I think, it was a great half. It was clean. A few mistakes on defense, but really the offense went 6 for 6 on touchdowns. Had a little bit of issues on extra points, but they haven't turned the ball over. But, the defense has struggled a little bit, you mentioned, on those run plays, but I think one thing that might help is they've been really sticking to man defense, which kind of what that does is it kind of keeps the cornerbacks on the outside where the receivers are. So it doesn't allow them to kind of collapse in the middle like they would if they were in zone, which, like you said, they haven't thrown the ball that much. So if they kind of play a zone a little bit, it might allow that open tackling to be a little bit easier. But the front seven has done pretty good so far. They've only allowed, we saw that slip screen, which is a little bit new. They hadn't run it yet, which kind of got unlucky. There was a penalty, the face mask that set up the other touchdown. So, but the defense has done a good job. They've stopped him twice on 4th down, both times in the red zone. So, I mean, if they converted there, we could be looking at a 40-28 game. So it's, it hasn't been all bad on the defensive side. They've done a great job, but definitely some things to clean up in the second half. And, this game, we figured it would probably be a high-scoring game for the Crusaders, a game that they could, likely win. And, we mentioned at the beginning of the game, it's really going to be looking towards playing Pearland here next week, which will likely decide whether or not we are going to be in the playoffs. Because assuming we hold on to the win tonight, we need to beat Pearland.
But like you said, we do have to keep some eyes on the present here, because although it is 40-14, like you said, it could easily be 40-28 as well, which would not quite be as manageable. So I'd say come out fighting in the second half and try and get a couple more scores and just put the game away. Hopefully you've got it so you're at either 54, maybe a little higher, because actually there is a scenario where point differential does come into play, and this is the last chance we really have, because right now we're -1 in point differential. So if we manage to get a lot of points here, get us up some, and then hopefully beat Pearland by a couple scores, we could very well win the point scenario if it comes down to that, which obviously we hope it doesn't.
Yeah, the situation where it would come down to kind of that tie, that 3-way tie between us, Taylor, and Pearland, is if Taylor loses tonight against Pearland. That's who's playing right now. So if Taylor loses, then it's kind of, we're all 3 teams are kind of in this deadlock where it will come down to, kind of a technicality like that. So putting up big points against a team like Hastings is going to be crucial. But like you said, I think if they just stay grounded, they come out, they're going to get a chance to get a stop with the defense coming out first. So I think if they get a stop, maybe force a turnover. It hasn't been, we haven't forced a lot of turnovers, but they've come in places like this where it can really kind of change the momentum, give the defense some confidence, and let the offense do its work, because so far it has been really great. It's been really balanced. That's what I like to see. And I think if they continue that, it'll work out in their favor.
I think that's just about all we have for you guys, so we're going to let you step aside and see the performance of the Strike Jesuit Band in just a moment here, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes to begin the second half of the game.
Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you in just a few minutes for the second half of this game.
The telegram is from Claire Vargas. The telegram member of the week is Jennifer Marcos. The hardline member of the week is Kevin Riola. The percussion member of the week is David Williams. The freshman of the week is Gerald Sexton-Maria. Our section of the week is the trumpet. The band will be performing their UIL show featuring music from Star Trek and hosts the playlist entitled To Boldly Go. Take it away, David.
performance. The social officers are Spirit Secretary, Presley Book, Social Media Guru, Elise Fine, Vice President, Mayor Pinkley, President, Alex Miller. The award-winning dance team is led by Louis Maldonado and Sierra Bond. And now, presenting the St. Agnes Academy Tiger Girls dancing to Jailhouse Rock. Now, the drumline will perform Poison. The leader. The band is led by drum majors Sophie Chiel, Michael Wong, and Jackson Portis. Now, please join the band as they play the State Treasure Duck Song.
Welcome back, Crusader fans. We are here for the second half action of the Crusaders versus A-Leaf Hastings. I'm Jackson Amorosa, and I'm joined here with my friend Landon Foltz as we bring you second half action from Clay Stadium. It was an exciting and high-scoring first half, with the Crusaders having a very efficient offensive attack that has led to so far a huge lead, 40-14, as we are set to kick it off here in the second half.
Yeah, the Crusaders have just put it together. All three parts of the game. You know, special teams, we've been generally good about keeping them back, as we'll see Owen Rossetti kick it off here. Offense, we've scored on every drive so far. Defense, we've kept them out of the end zone most of their drives. Just some slight mistakes that I've talked to the coaches. They say they've had some corrections gone for the linebackers. So we'll see as they're going to get the ball first.
Rossetti boots it away, going to be fielded around the 15, and he's going to be brought down right around the 30-yard line for a short return. So, like you mentioned, the Crusaders had a few issues stopping the run, but they did get two huge stops on fourth down, and they're looking to make a quick stop here. But just for a moment, we want to mention the scores from around the district. We mentioned some key games happening tonight that are going to affect the playoff hopes for the Crusaders. The most important game tonight is tied at halftime.
Wow.
So pretty suspenseful there, as A-Leaf Taylor and Pearland are both tied at 10. So we'll keep you updated on that game throughout the night. But that is a key one to watch for the Crusaders as Hastings goes right back to the run, still on his feet, and he's finally going to be taken down after about a 5-yard gain. That's been their typical go-to play, typical pickup.
Yeah, some slight missteps there for the defense. We had him a couple of times. It looked like he just kind of kept going, and again, the defenders just thought the play had stopped or thought they had him down. Just not quite what you want to see on this first play out, but maybe it's just a little bit of rust from the halftime, and we'll see what they do on this next play, and hopefully the Crusaders are able to get set, get sharp again, doing some defensive realignment replay.
Once again, the freshman, Madden Harvey, in the shotgun. They're going to hand it off again to Jadon Webster, who finds a hole, and he's got some room. Gabe Hijak in pursuit, and a great open field tackle by Hijak, the last man standing, and he took a great angle in that play. That's a really hard tackle to make when you're kind of, a little bit behind on the side, but he showed some speed and lateral quickness and able to bring him down. But once again, they go right back to the bread and butter and get a huge gain, sets them up in the red zone.
Yep, already down inside the 20, which we have had some success in stopping. But just, shouldn't be at this point already. Under a minute left. It's looking like a Jesuit drive right now, kind of, with how quickly we've been scoring the ball. So, again, you just got to protect that right side. They're going to do the same thing if it keeps working for them.
Like you said, right back to Webster, who gets taken down in the backfield. What a great stop and correction. That was number 99 on the play, Droulette, and 95, Jackson Prismeyer, getting in the backfield and disrupting the play. And now, after that good stop on the first down, they might have to go with something different. Now with a second 11, which really the defense just needs to force the pass. We mentioned time and again that they relied heavily on the run and really never passed the ball and never really got a completion.
One slip screen, that's all. Yeah, they may have to change it up after that good play. Oh,
looks like they're going to go with a jet sweep. And a good stop once again by the Crusaders as they snuff it out. Another good stop. That was number 25 was in there, Nick Leone, as well as another host of Crusaders.
They went back to the jet sweep there, which worked well for them that one time in the first half, but we were a lot more ready for it there, and the handoff did take a little bit longer than he wanted to, as the quarterback was with him a little bit longer, and that kind of slowed him down, and it eventually led to that tackle right at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 11.
Now you really got to think they might be trying to pass here as Harvey drops back. thrown into tight coverage. Great job there. Two people. Leone was right in the, I believe that, yeah, that was Nick Leone, was right in the passing lane. Abear was in tight coverage, and that is going to be the key to success tonight in the second half, is forcing the long third down where it's going to be impractical to run the ball, and now it looks like they're going to set up
They're going
for a
to bring
field.
out their kicker here.
Yeah.
I guess it's not too long. It'll be a 35-yard, and obviously we did see a 50-yard field goal last week, so this is not unheard of. Looks like it'll be a timeout by Strake Jesuit first, though. So right there, we saw, very quickly they're out with it. They got that run in, and they made it all the way down inside the red zone. So, you would think maybe start to get a little discouraged there, but the Crusaders managed to stop the run twice in a row for a loss of a yard. And then on the pass, I mean, the quarterback, Madden Harvey, threw a pass that, for all intents and purposes, should have been intercepted again. I mean, if he had thrown the pick earlier, could have very easily be 2 interceptions here this game, but instead incomplete, and they are going to have a 4th down here, and it looks like they're going to kick it from about 36 or 35 yards. So maybe timeout there to make sure that Josh Abear has the best chance on the outside to try and get it, as well as Gabe Hejak. Try and block that play.
Yeah, the defense did give up the big run, but they did a good job kind of packing it in down near the red zone and came up with the stop, looking to only allow 3. But this is not a gimme field goal, as Hejak did look like he got a finger on it. Or maybe it was just kind of a miss kick, but great job, great run out off the side. A little bit of taste of their own medicine, as we had 2 of our extra points blocked.
Yeah, really
earlier,
good play there.
But good job, and now they got a complete stop, and they're gonna start their own drive at around the 20. So great, kind of trendsetter in this half. Great kind of momentum swing, and looks like the offense is coming back out there ready to get it going again.
Yeah, obviously not the best field position, but starting at your own 20 when you didn't allow a score, a lot better than getting at the 30 or 35 when you did. So if he's going to come back out here with the offense and trying to get some plays in, maybe another touchdown here, and they're going to motion here.
And here's the Jets sweep to Fulbright, who gets some room on that far side. And there will be a flag late.
Not sure what for quite yet. Didn't look particularly late, but I guess we didn't see it super well. Here, we'll see the call. Oh, wow, holding there. Only a 4-yard gain, and we had a holding call. Not sure where that was, but the jet sweep did get some positive yardage. Unfortunately, that holding call is going to bring us back to around the 10-yard line. It is again 1st down, though, and we've seen that the Crusaders are capable of picking up 20 yards in 3 plays, but this is not where you want to be starting the first half.
Yeah, it looked like
second half.
There might have been a little bit of a hold right around that corner where Fulbright was trying to turn, and referee did a good job calling it. As Baylor takes it, and he's got some room, just barely gets tripped up. He knew he was on his way, so close, but like you said, just a straight run up the gun, and they turn this into a very manageable 2nd down. Another great run by Baylor. Valente and Baylor both did a great job on the ground, setting the tone for the pass game, punching in a few scores, and they're looking to do that again because it'll run the clock down. You have a huge lead. Don't need to force anything in the pass game, so great job to get it going here.
Same formation, same play.
Baylor this time. Oh, and he spins out of it. Wow. Great run, and he's going to move the chains.
2 plays in a row. He got positive yardage there on essentially the same play, even when they knew it was coming. Baylor's just already gotten over 20 yards this half. He's gotten probably over 50 for sure this game. And we're going to have Bryce Lanier and Fulbright and Holt out to the right side with Thibodeau only on the left.
Maybe expect a screen pass here. They like to swing it out with the trips, and there it is. Right to Fulbright. Again, this time nowhere to run.
Yeah, that's what we were expecting there, because when they have Fulbright out there on the very far right, they like to give it to him because he is pretty quick, and a lot of the time the expectation is that Lanier is going to get the ball thrown deep to him, but Fulbright was there, and that has worked a couple times for us this game, but right there, just not quite what you want. But it was positive yardage, didn't lose the ball. You know, you got to think positive here. It's 2nd and 8. You've got opportunities for everything. You could give it to Baylor, who's been getting good yardage, but they do have that same formation here.
And maybe they go run again, but Fusik's going to drop back and fires. This time low. Pressure was coming. Looked like he was kind of hit as he threw, as he tried to connect with Thibodeau on a slant.
And that slant would have been good for the first down there very easily. But, yeah, you know, just blitz there. They had at least 5 guys coming, and Fusik just had to get it out of his hands very quickly to avoid the sack. No interception there. Just couldn't quite complete the pass. So we'll see what they're going to come out with on 3rd and 8.
The Crusaders really haven't faced this much adversity on offense so far. We'll see what they can do in this 3rd down situation. This will be really important for situations next week as Fusik drops back. Pressure coming. Flips it out to Baylor, who gets away. Gets close to the 1st down, but it looks like he will be 1.5 yards short.
Oh, this is an interesting situation because you are up by a lot. It's 4th and 1. If you get this 1st down, but they're going to bring on. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it because Valente's on the field. Oh, face mask though, so that'll move the chains.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty fortunate there because that was about to be Hastings' first stop this whole game, but a face mask penalty allows 15 yards, and man, that's just a killer for Hastings. But really fortunate for the Crusaders as they were about to look like they might have punted there, but now fresh set of downs. They're in the opponent's territory, looking to keep on rolling here as we are just approaching 6 minutes already.
Yeah, just keeping
the
drive
3rd.
going.
Fusik, designed run, got some room. It's going to be brought down from behind. We haven't seen much of those. That was the first play design like that so far tonight, but it proved well. Got about 9. So
yeah, those quarterback draws, when you've got a big quarterback who knows how to run the ball, can just pull it down from a handoff or a pass play and get some good yardage there. He had his running backs on either side of him. He went down well, so no risk of injury there for Fusik. And they're just great play design there. And they are loving this formation so far. They can call just about anything with these 2 guys in the backfield, and the receivers out as well.
Fusik gonna hand it to Valente, who gets dragged down. That was number 40, Amadou Traore, but
maybe
not much.
Yeah, maybe a yard there.
Yeah.
And I would say on this play, we haven't really seen it here. Maybe we'll do a quick run. Well, we have seen that. I was going to say QB sneak, but they wouldn't really do that on 3rd down. So maybe another run for Valente or Baylor here. I don't know if you risk the pass on 3rd and 1 in their territory.
Fusik gonna keep it himself, and looks like he might have gotten it there.
Yeah, he got it.
So not exactly maybe what the defense was expecting, because you have the 2 big running backs there behind him, but kind of threw him off a little bit. Fusik nifty enough to get 1 yard.
Yeah.
So that just kind of shows the trust that the coach puts in his quarterback to convert.
Not quite a sneak there, but the quarterback did.
Yeah.
They did keep the ball to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So that draw they've used twice without using it any other time this game. And Baylor's going to come out here, so maybe we can expect a pass this play because there'll be Valente only in the backfield and all these guys out, although this screen has worked for him. We'll see.
Fusik takes it. He's going to give it to Valente, who's got a good block there by Chico Holt, and he's going to take it inside the red zone. What a great block there downfield by Chico Holt as Valente gets it done to move the chains and sets up the Crusaders inside the 20-yard line, right around the 15, and they're going hurry-up offense here.
Yep, same formation, same play.
Same play, just the other side. Valente's not going to get as much there. Taken down, good job by the Hastings defense, but I like the hurry-up down near the red zone.
And, I mean, it's just incredible what they're doing here because They're already down to under 4 minutes in this quarter. This drive has been at least 5 minutes already, and they're just letting him run the ball over and over again. And Hastings, I mean, you don't want to call it this soon, but they're really running out of time to score 4 touchdowns at this point, especially if the Crusaders manage to get a field goal or a touchdown here, and now it'll be a Baylor single back.
Fusick, play action, blitz coming, he gets away from it, throws it into tight coverage. Ooh, that was a little bit dangerous. Maybe like to have seen him throw it away there, maybe forced it. That could have been very dangerous, because if the defender jumped that lane, it could have been going back the other way. But Fusick able to avoid the sack, which would have been huge because he was way back there. So good job on the blitz. But they're going to be looking at a 3rd down and 10
and the
situation.
Clock stops there too. This is just kind of the play of the drive here, because you got lucky earlier on the face mask call.
Yep.
You can't count on that again.
I'd like to see maybe try and get Chico Holt across the middle here if you can get a block. And he's open.
Wide open.
Yep, they try and go to him. Oh, but good job by the defense, but they went right to him.
If Fusick had hit him about a second earlier, that could have been Holt with the ball at least to the 5-yard line. Maybe you got a chance for a touchdown if he powers through a little bit. But instead, they'll bring the field goal unit out there, and this will make up for the 2 missed extra points, and it'll be 43-14 after this field goal. If they make it, it'll look like a 32-yard field goal, which is good for Rossetti, but, I mean, we've had these blocks before, so we'll see.
Rossetti, looks like
money.
It is right through. Great job by Owen Rossetti, bouncing back after a few issues on the extra points, but not a touchdown for the first time tonight, but a field goal and a huge time, sensitive drive. It really took a bunch of time off, which is really the most important thing when you're up. No turnovers still, very clean drive from the Crusaders, and the defense got a lot of rest, so hopefully they're able to get back out there and get another stop.
You know the thing they didn't do there, though, Jackson? They did not give the ball to Bryce Lanier a single time that drive, which I think on that 3rd and 10, if you draw up a play to Lanier, he could get you a touchdown there. Obviously, Holt was open for a second, but I think next drive, if they're still even considering throwing the ball, you got to try and get Lanier back in the rotation some, because he's proven, obviously, the whole season that he's a weapon here, and getting him some more passes, some more yardage, and with some completions, taking off more time off the clock will be great. And we'll see if Rossetti tries to pin him back deep or does a squib to make sure no return is possible, because they have had some good returns so far.
Rossetti's, kind of had hot and cold here. Like you said, there's been a few returns, but he also pinned him at the 1-yard line at the kickoff at the end of the half. But here it's fielded around the 20, and it's going to be stopped. Looked like the ball came out, but it went out of bounds, so it won't really matter much. But the Crusaders got a stop, forced a field goal that was blocked, so hopefully they're looking to do it again. They did give up one kind of major run play, so hopefully they don't do that here on this drive. They just got to continue to try and plug up the middle, not allow these good running backs from Hastings to do anything.
We're under 3 minutes in the 3rd quarter now, so really if you're Hastings, you want to score before the end of this quarter, because 4th quarter Jesuits, if they've got the ball back and it's 4th quarter already, they're just going to keep running the ball over and over again and get that time really down.
Another handoff as that's Neely, and unable to get him down until right around the Jesuit 40. Man, he is really hard to tackle, but there is a flag down.
Yeah.
There's a flag right around midfield, so this one might be coming back. Looked like there might have been a hold.
Man, there was a pretty big missed tackle from Hijak there. He went right by the runner, but it's lucky this ball is coming back, because that was like a 30-yard. Yeah, it'll be holding on Hastings, so that ball's going to come back. Just some missed tackles there. You don't want to see that from anyone. I was lucky we got him down there, but obviously doesn't really matter because it's coming back here. So not a great start to the drive, but we'll see if we can make it up here on the 1st down again.
Yeah, two costly penalties in this half so far on both sides of the ball for Hastings that have proved favorable for Jesuit. So looking to kind of take that in stride and try and get a stop here. As looks like they're going to go back to the run again, this time with Webster as their Crusaders. This time do a good job making a tackle. That's Hijak along with Jaden Jenkins.
And Prismeyer there was kind of telling the referee at the end there, you know, that guy was keeping me down for a long time there. He's kind of just sitting on him. But it was a good thing we stopped there. They only got a couple yards. It is a first down because the holding penalty made it like a 1st down and 2, basically. Good run stoppage there. They only got a couple yards, and we'll come out again for 1st down with single back again. 3 wideouts. Jesuit's going to have to keep stopping them here.
Yeah, you got to think they've really only thrown when it's been an empty set, or sometimes they'll do a jet sweep. But here they're going to throw on 1st down. This time in a tight. Ooh, wow. That was another dangerous throw. Abear was in coverage. Nick Leone was kind of the free safety a little bit, or kind of a outside linebacker, it looked like maybe.
And Jaden Jenkins was telling Nick Leone just jump for that one at the end of the play, which, you know, could have been an interception again there, which is why they're not having this quarterback throw the ball a lot. And you were absolutely right there. I mean, they changed the empty set. They threw the ball. That's when they've been doing that all game. It's a good way to tell.
This time, he's joined by Webster, who he gives it. Oh, another big tackle by Michael Ukonu. Wow. He has been detrimental for the Hastings runners as he gets another huge hit.
Yeah, and only 5-yard gain there. You got him 3rd and 5. Ukonu came in there, kind of saved it from being another like 15, 20-yard run. And it's great they're having him here. I don't know how many solo tackles he has at this point. 3 or 4 at least. And he's been in on a couple others as well. As it looks like Harvey's going to take the snap again on 3rd down. Single back again here. Switching sides for the ends. Maybe a blitz coming.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yep.
Oh, but this time he finds the hole. Jenkins in pursuit. Oh, he might get him before. Oh, but he just comes up short. They brought the house, but man, he just kind of slipped right through, and they couldn't collapse in the open field. Jenkins had a chance on him, but just once again, the same play that kind of they got us on the last drive.
Can we see a replay of the start of that play, maybe? Because I think I know what happened there. I just want to be sure of it. It looked like we had maybe the middle linebackers go out to the outside, and they just ran it up the middle. That's what I thought I saw. And there was nobody in the middle, so he kind of just got to run it all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, that's one of the dangers of kind of keeping everyone a little bit outside. I mean, I think at this point you can kind of bank on them running on most plays, especially when they have a runner back there. So, I mean, at this point I would kind of bring some of those defensive backs kind of around more of the middle, concentrate them there, because that's where they like to go. And it's just kind of unfortunate once again because the defense was doing relatively well until that just one play broke it open. But
yeah, it was a 3rd down too. Very unfortunate there for the Crusaders, who could have easily stopped them on that 3rd down. And now we're going to get a kick return. 53 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. So Jesuits kind of got to think about what they want to do on this drive. Could try and get some more point differential up there, back up to 50-21, or kind of keep the clock winding down a lot. That's what I think they're going to do here. Just maybe wind the clock down under 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter, possibly, and try and punch it in at the end of that.
Yeah, they had kind of an up and down drive. That was really their only drive they faced. You know, some long 3rd down situations. They kind of got a break with the penalty, but had to settle for a field goal. So hopefully they're able to kind of get back into the flow of things. Starting on the ground, but then maybe getting it done through the air as well, as this one is going to be taken by Josh Abear as he tries to go up the sideline. Not going to get much, going to be brought down right around the 28-yard line. So that is where the offense will take over, as they're up 3 scores, 3 touchdowns. And a little bit more, 22 points is the score difference. And there was an update a few minutes ago on that Pearland game, and Pearland took the lead with about 10 minutes left in the third quarter over Taylor. So the ideal outcome of that game, just so everyone's on the same page, is that Taylor beats Pearland, and then we beat Pearland at our place next week, as they're going to swing it out wide to Thibodeau, who gets taken down right around after a gain of about 8. And they'll keep it going here with a short second down play as Fusick is in the shotgun. Baylor to his right. He's going to step back, rolling, looks, fires. He's got Fulbright open. Oh, but just out of reach. Looked like Fulbright kind of thought it looked like it was thrown a little bit outside of him. Looked like maybe it could have been put a little bit more inside so he can kind of run into it a little bit more, but that's what they like to go with Fulbright, and he just couldn't get out to it.
No, not quite there. He could have maybe dove for it, but even then, I don't know if he quite gets to it. A little bit far by Fusick, but third down and 1 here. Probably going to give it to Valente or Devin Baylor. We haven't had a carry by Grant Jackson yet this game, but maybe not what you want to do here. They've got that set they like to run where they've got an option for both back.
Baylor, strong run up the middle, gets tripped, but stays on his feet. He's got some room. Can he beat? Oh, and he gets taken down from behind, but another huge run.
All the way to the 25 there.
Wow. On a short third down, he gets a bunch more. Another huge run. He is so hard to bring down right around the line of scrimmage. He just stays on his feet. Even put his hand down for a second. Stayed on his feet. Wow, that was another impressive run. And I agree with you. They really like that set where, you know, like you said, they have the option of 2 backs there. They've done pitch. They've done pitch plays.
They've even brought Baylor out on that one of the sometimes, and
yeah.
And there is oh yeah, it's the end of the quarter, so we'll step aside for a second as they switch sides.
The quick replay. Yeah, wow. Wait, that was extremely impressive that he stayed on his feet. But we'll be back in just a moment for the fourth quarter as the Crusaders continue to storm down the field. Stay with us. And we are back as Baylor gets it again after his strong run. There's a gain of about 7, so they continue to march as they continue to keep it on the ground. Haven't gone to Lanier or Thibodeau much, 2 guys who had a couple of touchdowns each in that first half, but pretty smart to keep it on the ground. You don't want to force anything.
Yep, and just running that clock down. Like I said, under 9 or 8 minutes here, you're already in good position.
Once again to Baylor, who gets up the middle, and he's got some room, and he's going to take it all the way. Devin Baylor takes to the house for 6.
And Baylor's too good, he says, to let the clock run down under 8 or 9 minutes. We'll just score right now, put us up 50-21 with the extra point. Just amazing. So we are 6 or 7, right, on drives of touchdowns, 1 field goal, points on every drive, touchdowns on almost every drive here. 7 for 8, actually, I should say.
And here's the run again, just too strong, takes it back to the house. Touchdown Crusaders once again as the extra point goes through, and the Crusaders have now put up 50.
Yeah. That'll grant us a $50 bill. Ulysses S. Grant on it. And Owen Rossetti will kick off again. Just, you know, he's got the kickoff in the first or the second half to start it, and one after every possession. So he's getting a lot of action here today, which is good for him because, you know, kicker's not often spotlighted, but not often spotlighted for good reasons, but here he's been doing a great job so far.
Yeah, for sure. He's been really consistent in all aspects. He's done a great job kind of in the strategy of the kickoff. I think he's done a lot of different things. But
Yeah, that doesn't get talked about enough, you know? Penning him back deep versus squibbing it. It's really a decision you got to make, like I said early in the game, whether you want him to return it or you want to keep him a little bit better field position but deny the good returns. We'll see what he does here as Hastings is going to try and get another score here with 11:18 left.
And Rossetti squibs it this time. Oh, and it bounces off the face mask.
Oh, the Crusaders recover it! Bounced right off the face mask of the Hastings player, and he didn't seem to notice the ball was coming even. And Gavin Cruz, a name we really do not get to call a lot, at senior here, recovers the ball, makes a great play for the Crusaders. Yeah,
and the Crusaders are going crazy on the sideline. There it is, the strategy of the kick.
Yeah,
that Hastings player just wasn't
strategy.
ready. That was really unfortunate. I hate to kind of laugh at that, but that was just such a weird play, weird bounce.
Right.
Here's the replay on that. Yeah, just kind of really just. Oh man, it just came up right into his face.
And they have taken Fusick out of the game here. Tyler Socha is in the game now with Valente, as well as number 9, Kale Dolar is in at wide receiver now.
Yeah, you don't want to risk much with the season kind of, going into its later stages.
Right, with a chance for playoffs too. I mean,
yeah.
You keep the running backs in because, I mean, they do a lot of the same thing every play. Injuries are rare there, but you don't want like Bryce Lanier to get some sort of freak injury, or Chico Holt or whatever, or Bryce Fusick. Just got to keep pounding the ball, and I guess they will put in some of the other running backs, maybe, but Valente's still in here. Just got to have guys that keep the ball, no fumbles.
Yeah, and it's also really good to see guys like Tyler Socha, who keeps it himself. Strong run, designed run there, and it's really good to see kind of the guys that'll keep, the tradition of great straight Jesuit football going, past our time.
Yeah, because he'll be the quarterback next year as the second string guy right now, and he's a junior. He'll definitely have a chance next year to play with some of these junior wide receivers as well, like Grayson Barrett, who is not in the game right now, but another one, Hayden Osborne, is in the game on the right side.
Socha gonna hand it off to Valente, who the pile keeps moving. Oh, but it looks like there was a fumble. The ball is out. Valente kind of fumbled it as the pile was moving, and it might have gone to Hastings.
Wow.
And they are saying, yep, Valente, a rare mistake.
Yeah, just after I was talking about getting guys who don't fumble the ball very much. I mean, we get a fumble there. That's unfortunate for the Crusaders, as they were driving there, taking a lot of time off the clock, and now Hastings is going to get the ball back down 50-21. You really need to score quick here, but they've been reluctant to pass it all game, so
yeah.
Don't know quite what they're going to do here. Maybe they've been passing when it's an empty set, and they do still have all of their first stringers in.
Yeah, looks like they're going to keep it going here with the run. Yeah, there it is. Oh, almost kind of. I know Konu is there again on the tackle, along with, that was Ryan Cortez as well. Got in the action, so good early stop there on first down. And like you said, with their continued run attack, it's going to keep draining the clock as it approaches 9.5 minutes left in the fourth. So not what you want.
Looks like we've got some junior guys on the secondary and the defense as well, like Mark Broussard and Gabriel Maldonado is a senior. A couple other guys out there as well, but we still do have Okono in.
And this time,
oh man,
it's gonna be
he
thrown out.
Yeah, that screen, he could have lit him up there. It just looked like he got blocked to the side a little bit. Not sure a player has gone down. Michael Salgado, who is maybe not. No, that's Sincere Neely who has gone down. So we'll come back to the studio for a second here, maybe, and talk about how the Crusaders right now, they're on defense, 9 minutes and 12 seconds left. It does look like, it does look like we're going to wrap up a win here. And on defense, we're really just getting some new guys and getting some plays in for guys, don't see the field too much because we've got some senior guys who are getting playing time ahead of them. We're just kind of going to try and keep them out of the end zone again, keep that point differential up while also getting some guys who are getting some more experience for next year.
Yeah, for sure. And to give you another update in the Taylor game, Pearland continues to lead. This time they extended their lead with about 6 minutes left in the third, 24-10. So not exactly the outcome, but still, like you said, we're putting up a big win here against Hastings. So no matter what happens, in that game, we still, if we can win out the rest of the season, we'll be in the playoffs likely. But we're going to face a extremely tough opponent in Shadow Creek.
Shadow Creek ranked top 10 in the state. Not an impossible task for the Crusaders, who have put up big points in multiple games. 2 weeks ago, we put up 44. We're over 50 in this game, and I believe another game we got over 50. But Shadow Creek's defense is very tough, as is their offense. And we're just going to need to have a lot of defensive practice if we're going to stay in that game as the Hastings offense gets back on the field.
In motion, and there's that fake jet sweep. Oh, and a pass, and he's got a man open. And it's caught, their first completed pass.
Yeah, in the second
half.
Besides
the slip screen at the end of the first, and that was a really good design play, kind of a floated, kind of a right over the top.
And Harvey did not overthrow him that time either. Just came in at the right time, and the safeties were not quite there to stop it. But they did manage to get the tackle, obviously, touchdown saving there. Mark Broussard was in on it. We'll have another play here.
This time they'll go back to Webster right up the middle. And a good stop there by the Crusaders, force him back. A lot of guys in there on the tackle. There's number 6, like you said, Mark Broussard was in there.
I'm not sure about that play. I mean, you just had a really long completion there. You're down 4 scores. Why not go back to the pass and try something again there? I guess you have 3 times they've almost had the ball intercepted, but I mean, really, you're down 4 scores already. Why not try it there at least instead of taking another half a minute off the clock here?
I mean, I think being a little bit more aggressive would. Yeah, there
we know that's coming, unless it's designed. Yeah.
Drops back. Oh, he's got some time. Throws it up. Oh, and it's completed to Webster. The running back went out down the sideline, and a good catch by Webster, but there is a flag down.
Back it around maybe an eligible man downfield. Holding, okay, holding on the offense there. So, kind of brings back another mistake by Hastings here after that long completion. There were 2 guys on him, but he just managed to haul that ball in around the 15, but it doesn't end up mattering. Honestly, here, I'd go back and try the same thing. You've got 2 completions in a row, although one has been brought back. There's a good chance maybe you can get another one here, and it is second and around 16, so trying to get some positive yards is really what you need to do.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little bit too much time there, and I think that's what they got the holding on, but he's going to pass again. Another screen, but oh, great job by number 42. That was Emmanuel Humber, the
one of the
junior.
guys who's in on this play, getting some experience for next year. And that's a great play for him because they have had success in that screen
they had a touchdown.
Earlier. And he just got in there. He knew what the play was going to be from earlier. He saw that it was going to be a screen, got back to the running back and stopped the play. So now they're going to have around a 3rd and 20 here, so you got to think another pass is coming, and they're not even going to try with a guy in the backfield here. It'll be empty set, 5 receivers. Looks like the one on the right side inside is maybe a little open here.
Looking outside, and he keeps it in bounds. Really impressive catch there by number 11.
A little tiptoe there.
Jamarian Hines, yeah, you're right, little toe tap.
Yeah, and he got 2 feet in, so even a completion in the NFL there. That's a great play by him, although it is going to be around 4th and 18 here. So first punt of the game.
Yeah.
First punt of the
wow,
game
that's
here
crazy.
for
Yeah,
Michael Salgado.
It's the first punt of the game, period.
Yeah.
So kind of it shows
They're
kind of how
expecting a
exciting
fake,
and
though.
high power the offense are. But here, low punt. Oh, and it goes behind him, and he recovers it.
Oh.
Wow, and he got it off. That's impressive. It takes a very good bounce, and it's actually going to end up being a pretty good punting situation.
Oh, no, they did have a punt in the first half. Then it was tipped, remember?
Oh.
And it did go a
Yeah,
long
you're
distance.
right.
Yeah. So first punt of the second half here.
Second half, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it
right,
does
you're right.
go.
Yeah, and it got tipped. That one got tipped, too, and it took a good
Another
bounce
good
as well.
bounce, yeah,
So,
so
wow, so
6.5
two very
minutes,
similar punts.
6:15 left here for the Crusaders. If it's done right, you could theoretically in the game. But Hastings does have all 3 timeouts, so probably just try and take as much time off the clock here as you can. Get out of this game with 29-point differential, which would put us up 28 in the point differential so far.
Socha, another designed run, gets to the outside and is going to be met head on. Another good run by number 11, Tyler Socha,
Yeah, and
the
they are
junior.
running him a lot here.
Yeah.
They did do that with Bryce Fusick earlier to some success, and they're doing the same thing here. It's just a good way to take time off the clock and keep the chains moving because they're already 2nd and 2 only right now. So set up for another play here with Baylor in the backfield.
Socha in the gun, gonna hand it off to Baylor, who gets a stiff arm, and he's got some room. Oh, but it's gonna be brought down right around the 40-yard line, but will move the chains. Another good first down run
Right.
by Devin Baylor. He's had plenty on the night.
Yeah, well over 100 yards at this point, which would put him over 400 for the year, which means, you know, both guys are very well on their way. Valente's already over 500 for the year, and Baylor's got to be well on his way with 2 games left. So that'd be good statistical stuff for them as well. And looks like we've got a receiver in here, Valentino Vigil. You know, they're not really throwing the ball here, but it's good to see these guys get some playing time.
Oh, and a good block on the outside as Baylor, shifty footwork, is going to get about 20 yards. A good block on the outside by the guy you just noted, Valentino Vigil.
Yeah, good block there. They're going to set up again inside Hastings territory at about the 39-yard line. Clock is down to 4.5 minutes, and not looking like they're planning to call very many timeouts here. Although referees are coming together, maybe.
It looked like there was a flag.
Maybe we had 12 men on the field there for a second.
Oh, and it looks like
it
they're
picks it
waving
up
it
and
off.
picks it
An inadvertent flag.
All right.
So
now look at the setup.
3 receivers, Valente, another design run. Looked like it might have been an option, but Socha keeps it himself. Gets about 4 or 5, maybe? So
Yeah.
they keep it on the ground with their guy. And here's Baylor again. Good work by him. Get it up the field, and our replay crew has done a great job. Really, all our guys back in the studio, want to highlight them. Thomas Hatfield, Nathaniel Clinton, our camera crew, Joey Montroy, and others that really help put this broadcast together. They do a great job, and we're really, excited to be able to broadcast these games. Socha pitches it out. Oh, but couldn't hit his man, Valente. That's his really first pass, and just kind of maybe a little bit of nerves there.
Yeah, not complete there. Go down. Excuse me. We go to 3rd down here. Another run coming, probably 3.5 minutes to go. If you can get the first down here, you can all but wrap this game up with under 3 minutes left. Probably going to be another run to Valente or designed QB run here, as we've seen most of the game. And we do have number 36, Nick Watchell in there playing some offense.
No, I believe that's
Isn't it?
Blake Burkhart.
Oh, yeah, number 36, Blake
Yeah.
Burkhart's tight end.
I think Nick Watchell is not active tonight. I think
Gotcha.
he's hurt. So hopefully he's able to get healthy. But unable to push the pile. And
4th down here.
looks like it will be 4th down, so not really sure. It's kind of a weird point. It's too far for a field goal, I'd assume. But at this point, you're up.
Probably just going to try and run it.
Yeah, I would say just they've been good at getting 2 to 3, 4 yards on each play, and there's no sense in punting or field goals, so they're going to go quick here. And it is going to be a design run, and Socha has a ton of room, keeps it going.
Wow.
Man, he is a strong runner.
Yeah, he loves that.
Yeah.
He's probably over like 30 yards running here so far. Inside the 20-yard line. Probably not going to tell him not to score here, but if that happens, it happens. Socha getting a touchdown here would be great.
Yeah, we keep saying it's great for these guys to get some experience, the seniors to get some playing time, well-deserved playing time, because they put in a ton of work to be here tonight, and then the young guys to get some experience in a game like this where Jesuit was clean on both sides, able to put together what should be a win. I think at this point we can pretty much call it a win. I don't see any way that they can get 29 points in 2 minutes. But, oh.
Wow.
Shovel pass
give the ball
to Hayden Osborne. He's going to score. Wow. And Hayden Osborne gets his first touchdown. Socha gets his first passing touchdown. The juniors connect. And, folks, you're probably going to be seeing a lot more of that next year.
Yeah,
as that shovel pass was I didn't even see Osborne anywhere, and all of a sudden he just kind of showed up right at the point of that catch, and he just had some blockers in front of him. Great job by Hayden Osborne and Tyler Socha to put it together.
Maybe the coaches there are thinking about this point differential. Maybe they're seeing that Pearland is leading that game, and that this may be what it comes down to. And Rossetti will get that another point on the board, so it'll be 57-21. That'll probably be our final score, though we don't quite know that yet. Crusaders have wrapped this up.
Good run by Osborne as he just trots into the end zone for a score.
Pearland Oilers next week is here, and we're going to be here for that game as well. I'll be doing some field cam work. Jackson, maybe some hosting stuff as well. So next week, please join us again with under 2 minutes left to go in this game. Rossetti is going to get another opportunity to kick the ball off here, which, he's had a lot so far today. He's going to give it to probably a long kickoff here. Trying to pin him back, not allow a long return, and make this the last drive of the game.
Yeah, I think overall the Crusaders played a heck of a game, and I think it was a well-deserved win. Very clean on both sides. They stayed in the moment. In a game like this, it's easy to look ahead towards Pearland, which is going to be really the game of the season for them. But they kept, their nose down, really put together some good drives on offense, got some good stops. Good kick. Once again, struggling to field it, but he bounces off some tackles and is met head on by, looked like that is number 8. No, that was Blake Burkhart was in there.
Burkhart and Alex Leon was also in there. He'll come out on defense now just to finish up the game here. Stephen Murray's in there. Some guys, number 42, Emmanuel Humber. Got a tackle earlier. He got that great tackle, actually. And they're going to come out with 1:45 to go here. I wonder what they'll try and do. Maybe some more passes. Try and perfect that for next week. They've not had too much success so far today. Nope.
Harvey going to hand it back off. And he's got some room. And we have not seen this runner too much today. That is number 23. Tayshawn Murray, who finds a lot of room once again, going right back with that inside run. And we want to bring you one more update here from that Pearland game as the third quarter of that one draws to a close as Pearland continues to lead 27-16. And another interesting game in the district, what will likely be the district title game, as both Pearland Dawson and Shadow Creek are undefeated right now. And Shadow Creek leads Dawson 16-10.
Yeah, that Dawson game was tough. We really could have had him there to caused their first loss of the season. It ended up being 44-52. Close game the whole time for everyone. Very big scoring game. Defense was not very present on either side of the ball as we get under 1 minute here. They've been great all day today, though, only allowing 21 points, 3 drives, scoring drives for all of their drives as a whole. And defense, you just got to give them a round of applause because it's been up and down this season, and they've allowed one of the least amounts of points they have all season on what will finally probably be the final play of the game.
Yeah, great team win. I think that's what we should chalk it up to, as they hand it off one more time. Good tackle by number 93, Adam Miller. And that's will just about do it, most likely. Looks like they aren't going to call a timeout or anything. So the Crusaders get back in the win column after dropping their last 2. And they move to a winning record of 3-2. So great game overall, both sides. And we'll get you over to a post-game recap in a moment. But the Crusaders take this one 57-21 over A-Leaf Hastings. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to recap this game in just a moment. But what a great win. And we want to just let y'all know that we will be back 1 week from tonight at Clay Stadium for the game against Pearland. It is senior night, so a big night all around as the Crusaders continue their trek through district play. 2 more they have to go. Pearland next week, and then Shadow Creek on the road. So thank you once again for joining us in Landon as we kind of recap an exciting game. 57-21. What were your biggest takeaways?
Biggest takeaways got to be the progression on defense that we've seen, because obviously allowing 21 points only here to 52 a couple weeks ago shows how much these guys have come. A lot better on the run, though we did allow some big ones at some points in the game, just kind of keeping it under control for the most part. And on offense, what I mostly saw was how explosive these guys can be, because in the first half especially, Bryce Lanier was getting some great plays, so was Chico Holt, and of course Rhett Thibodeau with 2 touchdowns as well. First time that's happened this season, I believe. And great play from the offense. Did have those 2 blocked extra points, but other than that, special teams was good as well. As what do you think?
I agree with you completely. I think this was, we said right before the game ended, a team win totally, and I think it started on the offensive end. They scored on their first 6 drives. They, dished it out to a bunch of different players. You mentioned Rhett Thibodeau had 2 touchdowns. Bryce Lanier broke the single-season receiving record, so congratulations to him. But it wouldn't be done without Bryce Fusick leading the way at quarterback, as well as Chico Holt, who got a few key receptions. And then the run game was huge tonight. Valente and Devin Baylor have really come on strong down the stretch of this season. Both guys that can run on the outside and the inside, really nifty footwork. They don't fumble. We saw 1 fumble by Valente late in the game, but really didn't have much, meaning in the outcome of the game. But very efficient, reliable runners, and we hope to take this momentum into the Pearland game, because we lost our last 2, so it was really important for us to bounce back in a big way tonight, and I think we did just that. So I'm really excited to see what goes on in the Pearland game. So hopefully, we get some people back, who were maybe injured or inactive tonight. We, kind of fix some things here and there, the offensive and defensive schemes. But overall, I think it was an excellent game. No turnovers.
Right.
And
1 turnover.
One Valente turnover very late. But nothing really, that stood out as a huge turnover. No game-changing turnovers. It was
no
really
interceptions from Bryce Fusick.
Yes. Which, those game-changing interceptions that lead to really just points off turnovers has been really the killers this season. But none of those tonight, which proved to be extremely important. And like you said, the defense got after it. The special teams got after it.
And I do think the key player that we may see back next game is Jake Youngblood, who is one of those linebackers, and that has been a weakness for the defense in general. If he's back, we could see some more talent in that linebacker core, some more experience there, and hopefully some more containment as well. And I think, this was a good game. It was a must-win game, obviously, and we got the win here. We got to get the win again next week. It's really got to win these next 2 games and then hopefully carry that momentum to the Shadow Creek game. which may be what decides the season for the Crusaders. And,
yeah, it's going to be an exciting finish all the way to the end. You know, and I'm so excited we got to call this one, and we'll be able to, you know, broadcast the game next week, the last home game of district play. So exciting times here at Clay Stadium. And that's about all we have for you tonight. So thank you so much for joining us. And we hope to for y'all to join us next week, as we've mentioned. We'll play Pearland. And but that's pretty much all for us tonight. The Crusaders get it done 57-21 in an outstanding victory. And that's just about it. I'm Jackson Amorosa.
I'm Landon Fultz, and we're going to sign off now.
Thank you for joining us. Have a
Good
great
night.
weekend.